we've washed up and put on our best shirt for our date later on with Katie. Dinner, movie night, and a tour of the house. Oh my. Well, I don't think we need any more persuading to stay the night. Well, that was just a lovely night, Katie. Gotta go see a man about buying a tractor. On Marketplace, I found that there was a International Harvester Farmall 1206. Hello, Nick. So 95 horsepower, front loader attached with a pallet fork for $5,000. I was thinking about purchasing a new mower to mow up our field, as it should be fully grown now. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the American Dream at Riverbend Springs. It's May year 3, and we're starting where we finished last time, having just mown up our newest field number 35. I will remember the number at some point. And we used our fantastic new John Deere mower, which we purchased for, I think it was around $22,000. And we used our fantastic new International Harvester Farmall 1206, which we purchased from Nick, otherwise known as A Shadow Box, on Marketplace. And we have really got a tall order today. We have got to get that grass tedded, windrowed, and collected up somehow. I'm going to ask David if I can borrow his baler again. And then we really need to be getting sorghum planted in. So after we've been able to collect up the grass, or hay hopefully, because yeah, we're wanting to try and make hay this time if we can, we will be wanting to cultivate and plant in some sorghum, as it's the last opportunity of the season to plant sorghum. It has a really nice short season, so it will be beneficial to us to get an additional crop in. So yeah, it's a little bit of a busy afternoon that we have got scheduled today. Now I am sort of on a high at the moment, really coming off the tail end of our fantastic evening and date night with Katie. It was very, very nice. And I'm hoping I might be able to see her later on today with some hay bales that we can deliver. It'll be nice to check in. Don't want to have a nice evening and then disappear for a long period of time. Ooh, we have some greenery on the farmhouse. It looks like some paintwork has started on the wooden porch, which is very, very nice. Now, I haven't got too much time to inspect it, unfortunately. We'll have to try and get to that at the end of the day. I want to be getting the windrower, which is behind the plough. So let's move the plough. And the plan is I'm going to try and use the Farmall for all the jobs today, as it is our newest tractor. Not that I want our other tractors to become obsolete, but yeah, we are newly using the Farmall, so it makes sense to try and use that as much as possible to bed it in, test it out, and yeah, make sure there's nothing wrong with it. I know that Nick has sent the dual wheels by courier. Might be a little while before they do arrive. But yeah, I'm hoping that we might be able to use them at some stage. Right, we want this trusty windrower, which is still in windrower mode. It is a windrower and a tedder. There we go. A little bit of a jumpiness with the levers this morning, or this afternoon I should say. It's nearly past midday. Right, let's head on over to the field. Head on down the track, and you might have noticed that I have not configured this tedder slash windrower into tedder mode. It is still a windrower, and that is because I think we're going to take a slightly different approach to trying to make hay today. I'm going to windrow first, and then I've been doing a little bit of searching on the dealership website, And I have seen a piece of equipment that might help to speed up our work. So I'll just show you what I've been looking at. It is this elhow tedder, and it's pretty unique, as what it does is it teds in a swath and basically picks up the grass, churns it up to dry it, and then lays it back down in a swath again. So it is quite unique. Traditional or conventional tedder would just ted and spread all of the grass to dry it out, whereas this actually manages the grass and turns it and churns it to dry it whilst still leaving it in a nice windrow swath. So it is $7,000 new, but I'm hoping we're going to receive some money again fairly soon from Craig. He is working on the next playground toy. I'm hoping I'm going to catch it before it is fully finished. But here we go. We can start with the windrowing. It's going to be the same job of trying to merge multiple rows into one. So here we go. We'll get this nicely laid out, and then we can see about picking up the elhow tedder. Lifting up, windrowing done. Had to do that last row a little bit closer to the row before it, just as I didn't want to have a line or swath of grass in the long grass that is on the edge of the field. And yeah, I didn't cut the grass around the edge of the field just because I didn't want to deal with too much quantity of grass, and yeah, I needed to concentrate on the space that we are actually going to be planting our sorghum. But once again, the tractor has done a phenomenal job with the windrower, and I do actually really enjoy this windrower. It works fantastic in windrower mode, just not so much in tedding mode, seemingly. But the tractor was able to negotiate some of the steeper blanks, and when we were doing turns and things like that, it's very smooth through the gears, flicking from front and forward gears into reverse gears, which is very useful and just makes the job that much more efficient. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to drop the windrower off, and we can then head into town to go see about this new style of tedder. And it's reminded me that the pickup is over at the town. I think we've left it parked there for a good part of today, so we will have to retrieve that. So we'll drive the tractor down there, pick up the tedder hopefully, and we can get that loaded onto the pickup's trailer. Should be big enough for us to have the tractor and the tedder that we're going to purchase loaded on there, and then we can head on back to get on with some tedding. Right, let's get the windrower dropped off, and I've not forgotten that we have got to do some loading of wood into our sawmill, as it has run dry of wood. We're not building or making any new building materials. It's fine because we've got a good stash and cash in under the shed, but yeah, we will be needing that fairly soon. Right, let's have a nice little leisurely drive into town, and we can see about picking up this new tedder. Made it into town, and yep, there's the pickup opposite the cafe where we left it, so we will have to grab that shortly. we want to head to the dealership and pick up the tedder. Wait for person to cross. Good morning. And we can just park up here. And one thing I have noticed is the cars that we dropped off at the dealership from Silver Run Forest have all been delivered by the looks of it. They have been cleared from the parking lot, so that is good. Right, let's go see what they've got. And this is it. They have got this in stock. It's the last one, the Elho Always Ahead TR300. Only needs 30 horsepower to run, so pretty good. 2.8 meter width, which is perfect for swath size. And as you can see, we drive over the swath. It gets churned through the thrasher that is there, and there's these flaps on the back which drop it back into a nice swath for you. And I think you can alter those as to changing the thickness or thinness of your swath, but we're going to buy this. Doesn't leave us with much money left, but I think it's going to be worthwhile. Another fine piece of equipment to add to our farm inventory, although fine is to be confirmed. We don't know how well it is going to work just yet, so we will wait and see. As always with the dealership, there is a good returns process, so if we don't like something, we can return it for near enough the price we paid, which is pretty good. They do like to support the local farmers, which is excellent. Right, there we go. We can fully lift up the Elho Tedder, which is handy. You can actually, I think, add some front weights to this tractor. Nick didn't have any to sell with the tractor, but maybe we could look to source them from somewhere. So if we head over to the pickup, I can get the ramps deposited on the back of the trailer. We can get this loaded up. Hopefully it's not going to be too gnarly a load. Just had to widen the ramps even more so we can have a fair chance of getting the tractor loaded. That looks better. Hoping it's going to fit. Oh dear. I'm not making good work of this, that's for sure. Right, I think that we are at a bit of a loss because we cannot fit on the trailer with this tractor. It is too wide, so that is a shame. I think we are going to have to upgrade our trailer at some point because yeah, we do need to haul equipment around faster than it can drive around, and it does save on fuel. So let's park up the trailer again, shut down the pickup. I will have to come back for that at some stage. Will mean a nice little walk into Riverbend. But we are going to have to drive this back manually, which is fine. We can obviously do it. It's just not as fast and efficient and leaves the pickup in town. We don't want to be leaving it too long. Never know, the sheriff might have it towed away if we're not careful. Alright, we made it back to our farm and field. I can hear a car up my arse trying to overtake. There it goes. Always love feeling the daggers in my back from the eyes of the motorists that are very impatient. Right, here we go. Let's see if we can switch on this tedder. Yeah, there we go. I'm not going to mess around too much with the flaps at the back because they look to be set fairly well. But we hope to drive over this and turn it from grass into hay, if not the first time, but maybe the second pass. That doesn't look to have changed. We might have to ted it and then leave it a while to finish its drying. Let's just get out and have a little inspect and see. Yeah, this is still grass, so yeah, I think we're going to have to ted it maybe twice. Or we will have to ted it and wait for it to have some bit of drying time, which hopefully won't take too long. But let's get this turned over and yeah, we can see what we can make of it. Right, first round has completed. And you'll see that here we still have grass. But in some of these patches here, it looks like it has darkened a little bit. And... what is this? Is this hay? It doesn't seem to be telling me. I can definitely start to see a differentiation between some of the colouring. This is grass and this is hay. So yeah, I guess we'll maybe do another run past and see if that helps to aid with the drying. I think it's all down to the moisturing level. And yeah, we want to make sure that the getting the moisture out to give it a good amount of chance to dry. So let's give it another whirl, shall we? Alright, second pass complete, so we can lift up and switch off. And I'm hoping that I can see more darker patches where this has sort of turned into hay, although it is not very clear at telling me if it is hay or not. I guess we just sort of have to see for ourselves. So my guess is that the majority of this is now hay, although some of the swaths down this end seem to be taking a little bit longer. I can't see any dark patches here yet, and it's still saying that it is grass, but it does not seem to tell me on patches that look to be hay that it is hay, but that is not a problem. So I think we might have to wait a little bit longer for these two swaths down the end of the field, or to the bottom of the hill of the field, to dry out. It might be because there's more moisture down this end, because obviously the moisture flows downhill with gravity. So I think whilst we wait for that to dry, we'll pop the tedder back in the shed. I'm very impressed with it. It does make work a lot easier tedding a swath rather than tedding and it having been spread everywhere across the field, making a big mess, which you then have to windrow and tidy up. So it does make things a little bit easier. And yeah, it worked quite well with the farm all. But we'll get this parked up, go over and see David, as we'll need to be borrowing his baler. I am making a bit of an assumption that we can borrow it again. Oh, I can see more green on the farmhouse roof, so that must mean that construction is still in progress. We haven't got to put any materials in there, which is good news because we are rather busy. Right, I'm going to put the tedder in front of the mower because we're not going to need the mower for a good while yet, and I will have to do a bit of reorganising of this shed to put grass equipment with grass equipment and field equipment like ploughs, cultivators together, that sort of thing. Right, let's head over to David's and see if we can borrow the John Deere baler. Quick journey over to David's. Here he is. Let's give him a toot. Hello, David. How are you doing? Pleased to hear you're all well. Yep, we are good, thank you. Aha, I see you've noticed the new tractor. Yep, we bought that off Marketplace. Someone kindly came to deliver it to Riverbend for us. We also bought a new field from Walter and a new mower, and we've mown up some grass, and I've windrowed it and used a new tedder to try and make hay. But I was hoping if I could use your baler again. I know we've used it quite a lot. I see. You've lent it to another farmer for their field. Well, that's fair enough. Can't expect to borrow your equipment all the time, can we, David? As yeah, we've definitely used that baler a lot of times. That's all good, David. Don't you worry. We will go and inquire and see if we can borrow anyone else's. Well, good seeing you, David. We'll catch you later. Bye-bye. Well, seems we are out of luck with David today. His baler is in use with another farmer, which yep, is slightly annoying, but it's not our equipment, and yeah, we can't grumble too much because obviously David has got other friends and farmers that he will probably loan out his equipment to or work with, which is absolutely fair enough. It is his equipment after all. And It just means that we are going to have to seek to get a baler of our own at some point. But I was just thinking what we can do, and as the bales are going to go to the animal dealer, I wondered if this was a good opportunity to go and maybe see Katie and inquire if she knows anything about a baler that we could use. Probably going to need to leave this grass to dry into hay now that we have tedded it, so yeah, it's not a bad thing that we're taking a little bit of a deviation to go and see Katie and see if she can help us out with anything. There we go, made it to the animal dealer, and one thing I've noticed is this tractor doesn't have any indicators unless I'm missing something. Oh, I can see that Katie is here. That is good news. Right, let's park up and we can have a chat with her. Hey Katie, how's your day going so far? Good, good. Busy times, I hear. Yeah, this is our new tractor that we bought this morning, and I'm glad you like the look of it. It is working super smoothly so far, and we've mowed up a field with a new mower, and just bought a new tedder as well. Oh, I'm glad you said that, Katie, as been thinking about last night a lot too. It was a really wonderful evening. The good news is the farmhouse that I'm building is coming on quite nicely. I think it'll be finished soon, and can't wait for you to come over and see it. Now, my reason for being here is partly because I wanted to see you, and secondly is I wanted to borrow a baler from David, but he's got his baler with someone else at the moment, so I was wondering if you knew of any balers that I could borrow. Oh right, we're welcome to use the animal dealer baler, but as long as the bales get sold here, yeah, that's absolutely fine. Are you sure that's not a problem, Katie? I don't want to be borrowing anything we're not entitled to use. Excellent, smashing. Well, yeah, we'll pick it up from round the back, use it to bale up, and bring the hay bales to sell here. That's no problem. Alright then, Katie. See you later. Catch up soon. Oh, I think Katie was very impressed with our new tractor. Give her a farewell too. She's been very kind and let us borrow the animal dealer baler. I don't think it belongs to her, but she obviously works at the animal dealer and has said that we can use it, so that is what we are going to do. She said it is round the back here somewhere, so we'll have to try and spot it if we can. Oh, I think I can see one thing in the shed over there that looks to be a baler. I've not actually been around this side of the animal dealer before, but yeah, that looks to be a baler, so let's back up in there and see if we can haul it out. Looks like a New Holland. Right, that's all hitched up nicely. It is the New Holland 648. Yeah, definitely looks like it's been used. But let's head on back to the farm. Hopefully the grass has dried into hay and we can get it baled up. Driving over the railway track. Driving past the Willys sign. Right, we can turn in, and we have got some indicators on the baler, which is good news. I'm going to have to inspect this because I'm not sure if it has dried or not. Right, well, as before, this looks to be grass, but this up here looks to be hay that has dried, so not sure why these two swaths are taking longer to dry out. It's probably just because the moisture is down towards that side of the field, like I said. But we can't really hang around, as we want to get this field cultivated and planted with sorghum. So I think I'm going to start over at this end, where hopefully it is mostly dried. And by the time we get to the other end, we'll have a partial bale that we can use to sort of make it mostly hay. Or we will just have to accept that it is grass. Right, I'm going to have to just see about configuring this baler. It is a round baler from what I've been able to establish. Right, I've set the baler to 150 centimetre bales, so we can switch it on. There we go. I can see the belts now spinning and turning. We'll head over to our first swath, which is this very short one over here. There's a pickup to lower. There we go. We have lowered it. And I'm hoping, yes, we can see hay is being loaded. Fantastic. So we have been partially successful in making some hay, which is good news. The last two swaths are still grass, but I'm happy with that result, and we can't wait around all day for grass to dry. So let's just press on, shall we? Right, there we go. Baling complete. I think we have 3 hay bales and 3 grass bales, which I guess is a nice evenness, but it would have been nice to have it all as hay. It's just really a time factor that we don't have the time to be able to wait for all of that field to dry out, because yeah, we want to be getting our crops in. But the baler worked fantastically well, and you might have seen that I was doing a bit of odd driving to actually try and collect up some of the grass whilst I had hay in the baler, but you might have noticed that the bale did convert to a grass bale the more grass we did collect. So I was trying to collect hay, then collect a little bit of grass, and then collect hay again to make sure that the bale was hay, even though it did have a little bit of grass into it. So slightly messing with the system, I guess, but I'm sure the animals will not see much of a difference. Let's get this baler back to Katie straight away, and then yeah, we do need to get the pickup back so we have the trailer to move those bales. We will probably need a bigger trailer, or to do multiple trips to sell those bales, so that is going to be interesting, but we will do our very best to make it work. Alright, we're heading back to the animal dealer shed, and we can drop the baler off whence we found it. And yeah, I'm thinking that we will have to buy a baler like this, although I think round balers are a little bit trickier to manage and load. Square bales seem to be much easier, but yeah, the bales are obviously larger in size, so we can't pick them up. We're going to have to use our front loader to load them. That postal van that is honking at me is just going to have to be patient for a second. There we go, backed up in, we can drop it off. Right, I am going to give loading the tractor on the trailer a second go, because it would be handy to have both vehicles back at the farm and not have to trek over here. Right, let's just line up and get the ramps opened up on the pickup. Right, I have with sheer willpower been able to load the tractor onto the trailer by opening the side hatch. The wheel is dangling off a little bit, but we will strap it up for safety and get it back to the farm. Hopefully the sheriff is not watching, as I will most certainly probably get another fine for improper transport of goods. Right, yes, sorry, didn't mean to pull out on you there. Let's get this back to the farm. Probably have to limp my way back so we don't have any accidents. But yeah, let's go. You can see our lovely bales in the distance, and it is so much nicer being able to drive around Riverbend in the pickup. It's much faster than the tractor, and this poor trailer has really been put through its paces to haul this tractor back to the farm. We will have to see about getting a trailer upgrade at some stage. Here we go, we can park up. We will need the pickup, the trailer and also the tractor to get the bales loaded. Right, tractor unloaded and I've put the trailer back to having its side walls up. This is so hopefully we can load up the bales quite nicely. I don't have a bale fork, but I do have a pallet fork, so I'm hoping that I should be able to load these up quite nicely. We've got our first bale here, so let's just see about loading that up, or picking it up first of all I should say. Just want to get the spikes in about midway through. There we go. This is a grass bale, and I think this is the one that I ejected slightly too soon, as it's only 3,500 litres. But that is not a problem. Ooh, I think the weight of it, it's shifted it onto 3 wheels then. I'll have to go slow. I have to make sure I don't drive through our cotton either. So I think I'm going to load the grass bales on this side. Yeah, the weight is a bit of a problem. Maybe I should have gone for the smaller bale size, but then we would have had more bales and probably not the room to load it. But yeah, grass bales on this side. Hopefully we can squeeze on hay bales the other side and get these all over to Katie. If not, I am going to have to do probably 2 loads. We'll see. Down 6 bales loaded, and yep, I appreciate this is completely unorthodox and not the way that bales should be loaded, but I'm very conscious of the time that is increasingly against me to get the sorghum in, so one trip to the animal dealer sounded better than multiple. So we will just have to go slow and make our best route down to the animal dealer. It is, yeah, a bit of a odd load. The trailer is not fit for purpose for these kind of bales. So, again, lesson learnt today that we do, in fact, need a bigger trailer. Whether that's one that the pickup can pull, or whether we need to get some sort of larger vehicle to be able to pull a trailer that is larger. But that's certainly something we are going to need to do with our building materials and businesses of the future. As the farm grows, we will need bigger and better equipment. So we can turn into the animal dealer, I think. Oh yeah, I can see Katie over there still. She's seen that we got the bales, and oh, I think she's laughing at us because of the way that we've loaded the bales. Well, that is very cheeky. We'll have to have a chat with her later on about the reasons as to why we had to load it up this way. But let's get that backed in to the selling point. $2,937. So we would have got a bit more money for the hay versus the grass. But yeah, that's not too shabby. We definitely needed it as the bank was looking very low. Right, we'll give Katie a farewell too, as she chuckles once again at our very poor efforts of loading a bale trailer. It's the biggest bales that we've had to handle so far. Beforehand it was just the smaller conventional square bales. Right, let's get back to the farm because we have to quickly cultivate and plant our sorghum. Right, I'll quickly park up the pickup and trailer and double back to grab the tractor. Alright, made it over to the tractor so we can hop in, and what we'll do is go straight to grab the cultivator, get this field turned over, and then we'll move straight on to planting and do the sorghum. And just like that, the sorghum is in. Excellent. We can shut down and look upon our wonderful field, which we have mowed, windrowed, tedded, baled, and collected up, which we've then been able to cultivate and plant with our sorghum, which is absolutely fantastic. Has been a very, very busy afternoon. But that means we have 3 fields with crops in now. We've got our wheat, we've got our cotton for making rope, and we've got our sorghum. And that has been a very positive outcome of today. But that is it for today. I hope you have enjoyed watching. If you have, remember to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you've got any tips, tricks, or things you'd like me to do, then feel free to leave a comment. All there's left to say is I hope to see you again next time on The American Dream at Riverbend Springs. And until then, catch you later. Cheers all. Bye-bye.